Hi guys, Little Lady here. Right, so today I'm going to make a pudding. Well, a dessert really, I would say more than a pudding. And it's a dessert I've never ever had. And Ian loves it. So I thought, let's go ahead and make it. Now, I've never made it before, like I say, so we're getting this off the BBC Good Food website. And it's called the Best Ever Tiramisu. I know it is not authentic. I've looked at a few others, but this one seems quick and easy, and if it's tasty, then why go to all the faff? Because I've seen ones with eggs on double boilers and then doing meringues, which I'll probably do in the future, but just for now I thought I'd do this easy one. So I'll bring you down and I'll show you the ingredients that we've got. Right, so first off, in this bowl I have 400 millilitres of double cream. I want 250 grams of mascarpone cheese, which is perfect, exact right size. Then I want 75 millilitres of masala. So I've just measured that out into the bowl, but that's the one that I got it from Morrison's. And also want 5 tablespoons of golden castor sugar, which I've got there, but I haven't got the golden, so I'm just going to use the ordinary anyway. I want 300 mils of coffee with 2 tablespoons of coffee essence, so I've got that in there first. Just weigh that out. I'll put the kettle on in a second. And then what I need is 175 grams of sponge fingers, which are there, and just checking, and that's exactly 175 grams in the one pack, so that's perfect. There it is there, 175 grams. So that's what I need for that. And then I want 25 grams of dark chocolate. I love Bourneville chocolate, me. So it's a great excuse to use a little bit and have the rest for me. And also want 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder to go on the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do me coffee, because that needs to cool a bit as well. Right, so I have 300 millilitres of boiling water in this jug, and I'm just going to add me coffee. I don't have espresso or anything like that, and I'm not going out buying extra coffee. This is a strong one that we buy anyway, because that's what I prefer. Ian's not bothered, he'll drink anything, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just going to make sure that's dissolved. And then what I have is I have a shallow dish here, which is what I'm going to put the lady fingers into the coffee with. So I'm just going to pour that into there and let that cool down just for a touch, because I don't really want to be putting my hands in boiling coffee. Right, so for the actual cream mixture, like I say, I've got 400 mils of double cream. That's heavy cream if you're not used to what we call it. The full tub, 250 grams of the mascarpone. Just get rid of that there. That came off easy enough. Just going to take it out in bits, because we're going to whisk it up. Don't want to just big lump. Want to make it easier for the whisk. So Ian's making a lovely steak pie, is it today?
Steak and vegetable pie. Steak
and vegetable pie. So I thought, right, he's going to make a nice steak and vegetable pie, and I'll make a nice pud for afterwards. That doesn't take too much work. And into there also goes your 5 tablespoons of castor sugar. And your 75 mils of masala. I suppose you could use coffee liqueur if you've got some of that in. Right, and then it's just a matter of whisking. Have I got it plugged in? Yes, I have. I'm just going to go slowly until I get that mascarpone put in. It smells lovely. I think it's that masala. And you just want to keep doing this until you get a nice soft consistency. Turn it up a bit. I'll just keep going with this just until it gets a nice softy. Right, so bringing it back, that's about what we want there, nice and ripply. So I'm just going to turn that off, bring it out, let it takes most of it off the things, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Right, so that's that done, and now it's just the assembly part. Right, so I have the assembly station. I've got my coffee here, my fingers, and that. So what you do is you just dip them in. These are tiny compared to what they used to be. I remember buying them to make trifles, and it just seems so small. You just dip them in and bring them out. You don't want them too soggy. Put them all the same way, so this sugar side up. Just going to keep going with this. Such an easy dessert. I don't know why I haven't made it before, to be perfectly honest.
Delicious.
Right, so I'm just going to carry on doing the rest of that and I'll come back. Right, so I've had to snap some of them in half to make it so it fits in. And now it's half of this mixture goes onto the top. There. Just spread it out. Should have used a smaller bowl, I think. But it is what it is. It's here now.
That's probably my fault. I said use the big one, didn't I?
But hey, it's not going to taste any different.
No.
I do need let's get that off there. That's it. I should have waited a bit longer. I've actually got a spatula coming. I ordered it because I needed one anyway, and I should have waited, but I want to get it in the fridge so we can have it today. Right, that should do for now. Just put that like that, and then you repeat with some more of your fingers, and I'll come back once that's done. Right, so I've done the second layer. Now, because I've used such a big bowl, that was exact amount for the recipe. I've used too big a bowl, so I've used a second pack, just a few out of there. There's still quite a few left on that, just to fill it in. So I'm going to put the rest of this on now. Make sure you get it all out.
I'm salivating just looking at that.
Well, you'll have to wait because I've got to go into the fridge for a few hours.
I know.
But it'd be lovely to have something nice after. We don't normally do puds after a Sunday lunch, do we?
No.
It'd be nice to have something, you know, after a savoury pie. It'd be nice to have something sweet afterwards. Get rid of that. Try and be a bit neater with this because this is going to be the top. Get it on there. Right. It's probably about as neat as I'm going to get with this. I should stop fiddling because I keep getting lumps of it on there. So stop fiddling, Amanda. There we go. Right, I'm just going to put that there. I'm just going to get a bit of kitchen roll. clean off the edges a little bit. Do. Now I'm going to get that end covered with some cling film. Get that into the fridge for a few hours. It can stay in there a few hours, overnight. Fighting with a cling film here. And just let it set up in the fridge. Now when we'll come back, we'll grate on the chocolate and the cocoa. So we'll see you in a bit. Right, so that's had a few hours in the fridge. Now I realised as soon as I put it in the fridge that most of this actual chocolate itself was supposed to go in the middle here, and I completely forgot to do that. But I don't suppose it's going to be the end of the world. So what I want to do now is I want to grate some of this over the top. Just use this. I've also got some cocoa powder to go on as well, but just an extra chocolatey layer. That's better. Right, I'm just going to keep going with this and get that all grated on there. Right, well, I think I've grated most of my fingers. So that's that grated chocolate on there now. And I'm just going to use some this cocoa. And this goes over the top. A nice layer. Such an easy dessert. Yeah, I definitely should have used a different bowl. This is a big bowl, this, but it is what it is. Right, I'm just going to get cleaned up here, and then I think it's time for a taste. Right, so just going to have myself a bit. Ian's going to have some in a minute, but because I've never had this before, I thought it's me that I wanted to try it. Let's get this out. Oops, I should have had a bigger spatula, I think. Oh, well, that was a bit of a mess. You should have used this one in the first place. I just didn't want such a big bit. Oh, do you know what? It's a mess now anyway, so. Right, I'm going to put that to one side and see if I can get this other bit out whole, just for the thumbnail. And there we have it. That's my tiramisu. Now I'm going to have a taste. Right, so I've just given Ian the one that fell apart, and this is the one that I got out. Let's have a go. First time ever. Oh, that's not too sweet. I was worried in case it was going to be too... I'm not really a sweet person. I think that's why I like dark chocolate. So I'd rather have something savoury than really sweet. But that's not too sweet, that. Very nice.
Banging.
Well, do you know what? I think I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee and sit down and eat the rest of that. I can hear Ian tucking in. In fact, I can see him tucking in. He's finished. So, once again, thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video, and, you know, for everything, once again, your likes, your subscribes, everything. So, we'll see you soon. See you later. Bye.